Did you know that almost every death after the age of 75 is tied to just a handful of conditions? Many people assume that passing away in later years is simply old age catching up, but the truth is very different. The majority of seniors lose their lives to preventable risks that don't always show up dramatically at first but build quietly over decades. The saddest part, by the time most people realize what's happening, their health has already declined, and their options for recovery are limited. But here's the empowering news: if you understand these risks early, you can take steps to delay, prevent, or even avoid them altogether. Thousands of people have managed to live stronger, longer, and healthier lives simply by paying attention to these hidden dangers and taking action before it's too late. That I end today's video. We're going to uncover the 5 leading causes of death after age 75, the ones that account for nearly all fatalities in this age group. Some may be familiar, while others might catch you off guard. But every single one of them can be influenced by the choices you make today. This isn't just about statistics, it's about your life, your independence, and the possibility of adding more good years to enjoy with your loved ones. Stay with me until the end, because these causes are not destiny. In fact, with awareness and consistent changes, you can dramatically reduce your risks. People who take even small steps, like improving their diet, staying active, or managing stress, often stay independent longer, bounce back faster from illness, and in many cases add entire decades of quality life. The decisions you make now could determine whether your later years are spent struggling with preventable health problems or living vibrantly and independently. Let's begin. Number 1. Heart and circulatory diseases. Heart-related problems are still the single biggest threat after 75. Many seniors assume the heart simply wears out with age, but in reality, most cases of heart disease develop from decades of small, silent choices. The heart, after all, is a muscle. Like your legs or arms, it either stays strong with proper use and care or weakens from inactivity, poor fuel, and accumulated stress. Here's what often surprises people: the early warning signs of heart trouble are easy to dismiss. Feeling winded after climbing stairs, having less energy, or thinking you're just slowing down with age may actually be subtle signals that your heart is struggling. By ignoring these hints, many seniors only discover the extent of their condition during a crisis like a heart attack or sudden hospitalization. One of the silent killers in this equation is hypertension, or high blood pressure. Imagine forcing water through a fragile garden hose at maximum pressure day after day. Over time, the hose weakens, cracks, and bursts. That's essentially what happens inside your arteries under chronic high blood pressure. The tragedy is that it's painless. Most people feel completely normal until the damage has already been done. That's why so many elderly patients land in the ER shocked, saying, "But I felt fine yesterday." Another culprit: dietary habits accumulated over a lifetime. Too much refined food, processed snacks, excess sodium, and fried meals slowly coat the arteries with plaque. What makes matters worse is not just what's eaten, but what's missing: nutrient-rich foods that strengthen and protect the heart. Think of it like fueling your car. You can't expect an engine to run smoothly on dirty oil and low-quality fuel. Your heart is no different. It needs clean, nourishing fuel to thrive. And of course, one of the most damaging habits is a sedentary lifestyle. The heart is designed to be exercised. When it beats faster during activity, it strengthens itself, much like lifting weights strengthens muscles. But when people sit for most of the day, whether in front of the TV, at the dining table, or even because of fear of falling, the heart weakens. Circulation slows, oxygen delivery decreases, and resilience fades. The result? Higher risk of heart failure, arrhythmias, and other cardiovascular complications. What's important to understand is that heart disease isn't fate. Genetics may play a role, but lifestyle plays a bigger one. Small daily actions like choosing oatmeal instead of sugary cereal, walking 15 minutes instead of sitting, practicing deep breathing instead of holding on to stress are the building blocks of a stronger heart. Even seniors who start late in life often see tremendous improvements in blood pressure, circulation, and stamina when they make steady adjustments. If there's one takeaway, let it be this: you have far more control over your heart health than you realize. Every choice adds up positively or negatively. Protecting your heart doesn't require massive, overwhelming changes. It just requires consistent, intentional ones, starting right now. Number 2, falls and injuries. When people think about the biggest threats after 75, they often imagine diseases like cancer or heart attacks. But one of the most underestimated dangers isn't a disease at all, it's a fall. One wrong step, one slippery bathroom floor, one moment of dizziness, and life can change in seconds. falls are among the leading causes of injury-related death in seniors, and the consequences go far beyond the initial accident. A hip fracture, for example, can lead to months in bed, loss of mobility, higher risk of infections, and even permanent dependence on others. What might look like just a fall can trigger a downward spiral that some seniors never fully recover from. The tricky part is that the body changes so slowly with age that people don't notice the risks creeping in. Balance weakens little by little. Muscles shrink, especially in the legs and core. Reflexes slow down. But since this happens gradually, most people feel confident in their daily movements. Until the day they reach for something on a shelf, lose footing, and crash to the floor. And here's something even more dangerous. Fear of falling actually increases the risk of falling. After one bad stumble, many seniors become cautious to the point of inactivity. They stop going for walks, avoid stairs, or reduce physical movement in general. But inactivity weakens muscles even more, balance declines further, and the risk of falling rises. It's a vicious cycle, and it often leads to the very outcome people fear most: loss of independence. Another overlooked factor. Medications. Many seniors take multiple prescriptions, and side effects like dizziness, drowsiness, or sudden drops in blood pressure are common. Standing up quickly from a chair and feeling faint is the body's warning sign that medications or hydration levels need adjusting. Sadly, many ignore these signals until they result in a serious accident. The good news is that falls are not an inevitable part of aging. In fact, there are simple, powerful strategies to dramatically reduce the risk. Strengthen the legs and core. Gentle exercises like chair squats, resistance band workouts, or Tai Chi can build stability and strength, making balance easier to maintain. Improve home safety. Installing grab bars in bathrooms, using slip-resistant mats, removing clutter, and ensuring bright lighting can transform a home into a much safer environment. Check vision and hearing regularly. Many falls are caused not by clumsiness but by poor depth perception or reduced awareness of surroundings. Review medications with a doctor. Adjusting dosages or changing prescriptions can often eliminate dizziness and restore stability. There's also a psychological side to prevention. Confidence matters. Seniors who stay active, practice balance exercises, and take safety precautions often regain the confidence to move freely again. That confidence keeps them moving, and that movement keeps them strong. A positive cycle that protects independence. Falls aren't just about tripping over a rug. They're about maintaining strength, awareness, and safety in a world that isn't always forgiving. After 75, one fall can set the course for the rest of your life. But with awareness and preparation, you can drastically reduce the odds and keep living actively and independently. If you're still with me and finding these insights helpful, let me know by commenting number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to hit that button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos like this. Now, let's keep going. Number 3. Respiratory diseases. Breathing is something we rarely think about until it becomes difficult. After age 75, lung-related illnesses climb to the top of the list of health threats, not because they're unavoidable, but because they're often ignored until they become severe. As we age, the lungs naturally lose some of their elasticity. Air sacs stiffen, the diaphragm weakens, and the chest cavity doesn't expand quite as well as it once did. For younger people, a minor chest infection might mean a week of coughing. For older adults, the very same infection can lead to hospitalization or worse. One of the biggest culprits here is chronic lung disease. Conditions like emphysema or chronic bronchitis, together known as COPD, gradually narrow the airways, making it harder and harder to breathe. The early signs like persistent coughing, wheezing, or feeling short of breath during daily activities are often brushed off as just aging or just being out of shape. But these are red flags that the lungs are struggling. Then there's pneumonia, a seemingly simple infection that can be devastating in older age. The immune system weakens over time, making it harder to fight off bacteria or viruses. What starts as a mild cold or chest congestion can spiral into a serious, even life-threatening illness. Every year, pneumonia leads to countless hospitalizations among seniors, and for many, it marks the beginning of a steep health decline. Respiratory risks aren't just about infections, though. Environmental factors play a huge role. Decades of exposure to cigarette smoke, city pollution, dust, or even indoor triggers like mold and pet dander can slowly damage the lungs. What many people don't realize is that even at home, poor air quality can silently worsen breathing issues. The good news: just like with the heart, there are powerful ways to protect lung health even late in life. Stay active. Movement forces the lungs to expand fully, keeping them stronger and helping clear out mucus. A simple daily walk can do more for your lungs than most people realize. prioritize indoor air quality. Using air purifiers, reducing dust, avoiding smoking, and addressing mold issues can all lighten the burden on the lungs. Get vaccinated. Flu shots, pneumonia vaccines, and even updated COVID protections can make the difference between a minor illness and a life-threatening one. Practice breathing exercises. Simple techniques like pursed lip breathing or slow diaphragmatic breaths help improve oxygen intake and reduce breathlessness. Point 1 Overlooked but important detail: hydration. The lungs need moisture to function properly. Dry airways make it harder to clear out mucus, which increases the risk of infections. Something as basic as drinking enough water and using a humidifier in dry climates can dramatically improve lung comfort and health. Breathing should never feel like a daily battle. But for many people over 75, it does. Often because they didn't take action soon enough. The truth is, your lungs are with you every second of your life, working tirelessly to keep you alive. Protecting them, exercising them, and shielding them from infection is one of the most powerful ways to extend both independence and longevity. Number 4, stroke. Another hidden trigger is irregular heart rhythm, especially atrial fibrillation. This condition causes the heart to beat unevenly, which allows blood to pool and form clots. If one of those clots breaks free and travels to the brain, it can cause a stroke in an instant. The surprising fact: many people live with AFib for years without realizing it, dismissing symptoms like mild fluttering or fatigue. But a simple checkup could reveal it, and with treatment, the risk drops dramatically. Lifestyle factors add fuel to the fire. Diets high in sodium, processed foods, and unhealthy fats make blood thicker and harder to circulate. Sitting for long hours slows blood flow, making clots more likely. Even something as basic as dehydration thickens the blood, subtly raising stroke risk. But here's the most overlooked warning sign: mini-strokes, or TIAs. A transient ischemic attack is like a dress rehearsal for a major stroke. The symptoms are short-lived slurred speech, blurred vision, sudden weakness, or confusion that disappears within an hour. Too many people ignore these, thinking they were just off or tired. In reality, a TIA is your brain begging you to pay attention. Ignoring it is like ignoring the smell of smoke in your house before a fire breaks out. The empowering truth: up to 80% of strokes can be prevented with the right actions. Check and control blood pressure regularly. Even modest improvements dramatically reduce risk. Stay hydrated and active. Good circulation keeps clots from forming and strengthens blood vessels. Eat a brain-friendly diet. Leafy greens, berries, nuts, whole grains, and plenty of water protect both heart and brain. Don't ignore warning signs. Sudden numbness, trouble speaking, or vision changes, even if they vanish, demand immediate medical attention. Stroke doesn't give second chances. Once brain tissue dies, it doesn't regenerate. But by staying aware, taking preventative steps, and acting fast at the first sign, you can protect yourself from its devastating effects. If you've been following along and finding value in this discussion, let me know by commenting number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. Your support helps us continue sharing insights that can protect lives and inspire healthier choices. Number 5. Cognitive decline and its hidden dangers. One of the hardest realities of aging isn't just the body slowing down, it's the gradual fading of the mind. Memory lapses, difficulty focusing, or confusion with daily tasks might seem small at first, but over time they can add up to something far more serious: dementia or Alzheimer's disease. These conditions don't just affect memory, they reshape independence, safety, and overall health. The brain is the command center of the body. When its function begins to decline, everything else follows. Seniors with dementia often forget to take medications, skip meals, or drink too little water, leading to dangerous dehydration. Some eat unbalanced diets, worsening blood sugar or cholesterol levels. Others may leave the stove on, misplace important items, or wander into unsafe environments without realizing it. Slowly, the risks multiply. The heartbreaking part: by the time families notice, decline has often progressed further than anyone realized. Early warning signs like struggling to recall names, losing track of time, or misplacing items repeatedly are brushed off as just aging. But these are signals the brain is changing. The earlier these signals are addressed, the better the chance of slowing decline. One overlooked danger is how cognitive decline increases vulnerability to other conditions. A senior who forgets to monitor their heart condition or diabetes can easily end up in crisis. Someone who grows confused about balance or judgment is more likely to fall. In this way, dementia doesn't just affect memory, it magnifies nearly every other health risk. But here's the hopeful news. The brain, much like the body, responds to care and exercise. There are several ways to strengthen and protect it. Mental stimulation. Reading, Learning new skills, solving puzzles, or engaging in meaningful conversations keep neural pathways active and strong. Physical exercise. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients that protect against memory loss. Social connection. Isolation accelerates decline, while conversation, laughter, and shared activities keep the brain engaged and resilient. Nutrition. Foods rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, and vitamins like fish, leafy greens, nuts, and berries help reduce inflammation and protect brain cells. The truth is, losing memory and independence doesn't have to be an inevitable part of aging. While no one can stop time, many people slow mental decline dramatically by making small, consistent efforts in daily life. The brain thrives on challenge, variety, and connection. Feed it these things, and it will remain sharper for longer. Final thoughts. So, let's take a step back and reflect. We've covered the 5 leading causes of death after 75, heart disease, falls and injuries, respiratory illness, stroke, cognitive decline. Together, these account for the vast majority of deaths in older adults. But here's what's most important to remember: they are not unavoidable. Small, steady choices, moving more, eating better, staying socially connected, checking blood pressure, or simply making homes safer can change the course of your later years. Aging doesn't have to mean losing independence or living in fear. It can mean strength, wisdom, and fulfillment if you protect your health. The decisions you make today can determine how much freedom and vitality you'll enjoy tomorrow. So ask yourself, where can you start? Maybe it's as simple as drinking more water, calling a friend, taking a short walk, or scheduling a checkup. Each small step creates momentum, and that momentum can add years of life and life to your years. At this stage, your greatest asset is your well-being. Protect it, nurture it, and invest in it daily. The reward is priceless: more time with loved ones, more independence, and more opportunities to live without regret. Thank you for spending your time with us today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your life in the comments below. Your feedback motivates us to keep creating content that informs and inspires. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It helps more people take charge of their health. Take care, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.